Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we're back here once again inside of Dragon Age Inquisition, continuing our series. You guys will notice that one thing has changed. I've decided, since the full game release, that I was going to play a rogue rather than a warrior, so we got a little bit of a change up there, but we're going ahead and we're continuing our story, essentially in the same sort of place that we left off. We are past the intro that you guys already watched, and we've done a little bit of stuff. We sort of started to move through the game a little bit. I really wanted to get a feel for it, and I learned a lot of stuff, so that was pretty nice. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into that. But we're actually gonna head into the war room here because we got some decisions that I've made that I wanted to showcase to you guys, so you get an idea of how this all works out, how the War Council works out. It's a really interesting mechanic in the game, and it's one of the key ways that you open up pieces of the map. Not everything is available to you on the fly, and it also is sort of how the map is broken up is using the war room here. So let's see. We are currently in Ferelden. We could have went to Orlace, however you want to say it. But I've been spending most of my time and my power in Ferelden. So basically, the first place that we were in the hinterlands, which I currently am still in the hinterlands. There's still a lot of stuff we need to do there. But as I was playing in the hinterlands, I'm like, man, this is just a lot of small, like, side missions, and I'm sort of just helping people out and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it just feels weird though, like, where's the story? And then I started to realize it's all of this. So Ferelden is this big open area, actually, and there's more than one zone, more than one area within Ferelden that you'll be doing things in. You also have missions, which you can see here, rescue soldiers missing in Ferelden. So there's it's all broken up, you know. There are large areas, there are smaller areas, so that's what we're going to kind of look at today. Now currently I've spent some of my power, and you can see over here, we have a gather coin mission. Now these missions you actually send out your sort of contacts to. So people like Cullen, who is the ex-Templar, you know, you have your sort of scout, and you decide how you're going to go about gathering coin or completing these certain missions. It's very similar to what Assassin's Creed did with the sort of assassins going out and completing missions for you, you know, and it requires a little bit of time. So you can see I've sort of got some people going there. We're doing a favor for Varric, actually. He's taking revenge on an author who apparently is mocking him. We already scouted the Storm Coast, which means we can actually go to that location now. And as you can see here, we actually completed this. So Cullen went, and we sent an honor guard to a Divine's Vigil, and in return they sent us a Ferelden Captain Longsword. So not that that's super great, but hey, you know, I won't complain. I will not complain. And now we can sort of send someone else out on this mission if we'd like to do so. So let's go ahead and read this one, actually. This is addressed to us, the Herald. Your Inquisition says it's for order against chaos, reason, and darkness. If you stand by this, come forth and drive the heretics from my lands. They claim to be refugees, but I have seen elves and apostates among them. Filthy savages tearing at our roots. Our monarch refuses to send forth armies, and my own knights were decimated at the conclave. I require your aid to return peace to my lands. Prove your loyalty, and I will see you richly rewarded for your faith. Praise the light, Lord Kildarn of Ferelden. So we will definitely send Cullen there, and you can see we can actually get a little bit of information about how he's going to go about doing the situation. We would send a few patrols, but I would prefer they help the refugees, not this Lord Kildarn.
All right.
So we'll see what he's going to do. Lord Kildarn's not going to end up very happy, but hey, sucks for him. Looks like Hard in Hightown 3. Varric's agenda has been completed. We got an Amulet of Power from it. So basically all these small missions, you know, they give you little rewards. You know, nothing really outstanding, but I imagine as they become more difficult and they consume more time, you'll get better rewards. Now we do have this mission down here, rescue soldiers in Ferelden. However, the issue with this mission is that requires you to be a very high level, which we are not there yet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue doing some of our scouting in the hinterlands. So let's go ahead and fast travel back to the hinterlands and venture forth. Let's grab our party and we'll continue onward. There is still quite a lot to explore in the hinterlands. It is a really large map. There's still a lot we need to do. We have gotten our hand on a horse though, so that's been very nice to actually get a proper horse, so we can move about. And I have to say, I absolutely love the loading screens. I love how we not only get tips, but we get lots of pieces of lore that you can absorb. And it's very quick and brief, and it's just done very well. The way the lore, extra lore is added to this game is actually very enjoyable. It's why I find this game overwhelming in a good way, because there's just so much to do. I mean, it's like Skyrim was for me. When I first started playing Skyrim, I was just like, there is so much that I need to do. So many places that I can go and see. What do I do first? How do I do it? How long is it going to take me? Should I bother? You know, it's a negative and it's a positive all at once. So let's just try and take it in as easily as we can. I'm trying not to focus on the really, really small side things like the Oraculums and a lot of the tiny stuff too much, but I find myself just enjoying wandering around at times, so it's kind of difficult not to. But let's go ahead and take a look at our quest map here. You'll see we've got a pretty expansive amount of this opened up now, but there's a hell of a lot of stuff here. We've got shards all over the place. We've got Templars to be fought. We got a farmland security. So much that we need to take care of here. There is a lot of stuff going on. We still need to grab raw meat for these dudes again, something that I just haven't done yet. There's caves that we can search. There's a lot of stuff here. I actually want to check out this cave, so I think we'll head up there and take a look at this mission, because it's very close by, and maybe we can close a couple of rifts while we're over there as well, because there's about 3 rifts left in this area. And at the same time, we can also grab the missing Inquisition scout. So let's go ahead and head to the Dwarfson Pass camp. Now I'm going to try and make these videos pretty lengthy, just like the first one. I hope you guys will enjoy that sort of thing. So by now you've probably seen the length of this video, depending how long it ends up being, probably around 30 or 40 minutes. I think 40 minutes is sort of going to be the cap for me. I like to try and keep it down around 30. If you guys want to give me a little bit of feedback on length of videos, you know, what you think is too long for this type of video, or what, you know, if you don't mind that, if you pause it halfway through and come back to it, feel free to give me some feedback on that. I would definitely appreciate it, but I think that's what we're gunning for, 30-minute mark. So let's go ahead and do Stone Dreams first. Make our way towards this cave. So, yeah, grab some popcorn, sit back. For me, there is about 16 feet of snow outside. Actually, it's not that much, but it's about 8 feet of snow, 6 feet of snow. Having an extremely crazy blizzard here in Buffalo, so I sit back and play some games. That's what I'm doing.
We've been searching the region for resources. Commander's orders. No small task given recent troubles, but I've some supplies here you may find useful.
Oh, really? That's cool. So these guys work for the Inquisition. Obviously, you can see their Inquisition type armor. But it appears they brought me a dagger. So let's see if it's any good. Thief Blade. It is identical to what I have. But you know what? Just out of pure respect, we'll retire Ob, or Ib in this case, and we will pick up the Thief Blade. It is an interesting color. Is that... what is that? It's almost a brownish. Anyways, we'll roll with that for a little bit. Just out of respect, you know? Good guys bringing me that. I can't appreciate that, you know? It's a good move on their part. Let's make our way into the caves. So exploring in this game has actually turned out to be really gratifying, really satisfying, and really rewarding. There's quite a lot you can find, like hidden chests all over the place. I found caves and small little, you know, areas with interesting little things going on in them. A lot of cool stuff in that aspect. Alright, let's see if we can't take this thing out. So, whenever I see these, gotta remember to drop them while we can, because we definitely need to get the meat for that mission. That's gonna help us. That gives us... I believe I got 1 power point for grabbing all 10 of the meat and bringing it back to the hunter so he could help feed some of these people who are starving in Ferelden after the breach. So we're looking for a cave entrance here. Oh, we got one that has magic wall on it. Let's go check this out. Probably have to dispel it with Solas. Some iron. I still find it really weird that we don't use a pickaxe to gather iron, but hey, you got magic hands, you got magic hands, right? Is that how it goes? Alright, let's dispel this baby. Oh, he's gonna have to destroy it. First, loot chest. Anything good? We got a schematic. Gurn Call Stone Charm. Alright, let's take care of this. So you can see that I'm building Solas here to be sort of a healer. That's kind of what he set up by default. Of course, you can go ahead and you can purchase respec points, or the respec amulets, essentially is what they're called. So you can respec your character entirely if you choose to do so. But I kind of like Solas being more of a healing type. We have a Drake Stone. Nice, nice. Okay, looks like we got some guys in here. I'm going to remain cloaked. Level 4 shades, not too bad. This is around our level. We're gonna have to come and grab all these Drake Stones when we have a chance. I don't want to leave these, but let's go ahead and engage this guy. We got a Spellbinder hanging out with some... That's interesting. Hanging out with the Shades. So while we're in combat here, let me try and explain some of my abilities that I currently have. Actually, I'm dead. I was in there for way too long. See if we can't get a revive off here. Solas does have a revive ability. Basically lets him do a rapid revive. Oh man, this is... We're playing on hard, by the way. This guy's a level 8 sort of special character, I think was the issue here, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. We probably should have focused him a bit more. But hey, this is a prime example of what playing on hard is like. You get punished for your mistakes. If you're planning on picking the game up and you're curious about the difficulties, I really strongly have to be honest that I recommend playing the game on hard. I found Nightmare in the time that I spent with it in the EA Access to be just sort of like everybody was just drawn out. They all just took more damage. It wasn't really an enjoyable experience. Don't get me wrong, the AI is actually pretty intelligent in the game. I found that they do flank quite a bit. They, pretty smart tactics-wise. But I just didn't see Nightmare mode being something that interested me. So, for me personally, I recommend hard mode. But let's take a look at some of my abilities while I'm here. Basically, we have 3 abilities currently. Of course, you can see we have a cloak ability. There's also some additional benefits added to this ability when we attack people, from behind. We have a better chance of getting a critical hit. We can also use our backstab out of that cloak, which will again give us possible more damage. And then we have B, which is actually a parry maneuver. So if we time that just right, we have the opportunity to block an enemy attack and also stun them temporarily, knocking them back. So, typical rogue tools. Interested to see a little bit more of this tree and see where this stuff starts to go. This is a really crazy cave. What is this? Let's loot this guy.
Red lyrium. Whoever this dwarf was,
Oh, we got a enhanced arms for Bianca. So we can't do in here. This is red lyrium. That is really gorgeous, actually. Actually, no, it's not. It looks like really, it looks like freeze-dried carrots. I'll be completely honest. Anyhow, let's leave this cave. I don't know if we've actually accomplished what we had to accomplish here. I'm trying to look at the quests. I think we did. Well, whatever happened, it was just pretty much to tell us to go to the cave and kill that guy, so we did. Let's start to make our way out of the cave and we'll head over to save the Inquisition scout. So one of the things that I've been having, not an issue with, but you definitely have to take some time to get used to it, is really starting to focus on building the rest of your party. And I haven't been using the tactical mode probably enough. The great thing about the tactical mode is setting ranges for your friendly units, because I find them all too often they spend a lot of time standing directly on top of melee enemies when they're ranged. People like Varric and Solas love to do that. Drives me absolutely crazy. It's like, you do not have melee weapons. Get back. So you kind of got to poke them a little bit and, push them away from the situation. Wow, there's quite a bit of stuff in this area over here. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got there. I don't know if that staff is any better than what Solas already has, but let's take a look. So it's a fire staff, so no, not really of any use to him. However, we did pick up an accessory. We got a tonics belt, which is extra tonics. We don't have tonics yet. That is another thing. Not only do you have potions in this game, you also have tonics and bombs, which I have not found any schematics for, but hopefully we can get some of those down the road, because bombs would be really useful. I'll be honest. I could use some of those, but we got a bit of a conflict going on here. Let's go ahead and get involved. Some Templars battling out with some mages. What else is new? That's all these guys do these days. It has to be one of the hardest choices as a game developer making a game with melee combat. Is, do we let the player attack enemies while they're on the ground? Because no matter what we do, it's going to look absolutely ridiculous. I just don't know that there's a way to make that look okay. I'm really not paying attention here. Thank you, Solas, for the revive. A lot of these groups that you'll see as well, they seem to be led by like one more powerful, you know, character than the rest. At times, this really wasn't the case. I just kind of sucked it up there, but I'm a little bit concerned about hard down the road. I remember Origins being an extremely difficult game, but hey, I'm looking forward to the challenge, I guess is all I can say. Alright, let's take a look at the map one more time. I kind of got myself lost here, so we're headed over down that way. Alrighty, let's make our way there. Oh, this is a very pretty game. Still kind of taken in by all of it, to be honest. It's just, I don't know. It was kind of a... It had to grow on me a little bit, I have to be honest. Because when I first started playing it, I was really into the game. But I don't know, it's just... There's something about third-person games for me, too, that it's like, it's a little bit more difficult to get me into the world. I think that's kind of a straightforward thought process, you know, it's not first-person. So you tend to feel a little bit detached, you know, from the scale of things at times. Because of that third-person perspective, you know, but once you get used to it, it just kind of... It all starts to be very, very, very nice. And I've had some of those, I want to call them Skyrim moments, but the way that you felt about certain locations in Skyrim, sort of how I'm starting to feel here. That is we got a special enemy type here. Let's go ahead and get some potions in everybody. A little bit low on potions, which is not good. Oh, we have no potions for the one person we really need potions for, but at least she can use... We got some regeneration potions that help your health regenerate a little bit, so we'll work on that. We're really going to want to focus. These are all level 8. I'll be honest, I don't know if we can even engage them right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. But we're going to abandon that area for now and try and find this Inquisition guy. There's quite a few locations on the map where there's rifts that are just way out of your league, I've found. And you can try and fight them, and I'm not saying that you can't accomplish them, but on hard, a fight like that is usually just going to result in you dying over and over and over. And maybe you will complete it in the end, but for me, that's not fun. I'd much rather come back at a later date and deal with those guys. There's a lot of other stuff we can be doing, so... Let's try and find this guy. What's going on here? Somebody getting beat up? Yes, it's the scout. No, no, we must save the scout. You will not kill my scout. He's a member of the Inquisition. He's a brother.
You know what I like about you, Chuckles? Your boundless optimism.
It's comforting that whatever qualities...
Hello, Ritz.
Need anything? I should probably report back.
Oh, that explains a lot. So the worried scout, in case you guys didn't know, is actually a male. I think we got a little bit of a relationship thing going on here. So let's grab that meat and head our way on over and give him the heads up. Let her know everything's okay. That is a shiny, shiny loot chest. Why is it just chilling on the side of the hill? Who left it here? We got a dual spike blade schematic. And we've got belt. Oh wow, this is significantly better scout mail than what he was wearing. So let's put that on Varric, give him some better armor there. And we have the belt of melee defense, so we're going to go ahead and give that to, of course, none other than Cassandra. We also grabbed that amulet of power that I was kind of unaware of. But none of us can use... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Rare amulet, single use, gain an ability point when equipped. Restrictions, Varric only. Is that so? Alright, we'll go ahead and use that on Varric, and then we'll go ahead and spend his ability point. Character records. 1 point to spend. So I'm focusing for Varric essentially on archery right now. And we're also doing a little bit of sabotage. Not a little bit, actually, quite a bit of sabotage. So I think we're going to spend more of our points here. Whenever you score a critical hit, you regenerate stamina. That's always good, of course, but I think we're going to go with Fighting Dirty. All of your sunder and poison effects last longer. 25% bonus duration. And we also get +3 dexterity on unlock, so we're definitely going to roll with that. I like that one quite a bit. Alright, everybody's points are good to go. Let's go ahead and do a save. Alright, let's go ahead and tell this guy what's up. And this is actually where we want to come next, right here to this location. You know, let's just hit it up while we're here. We'll have a rift to clear out here, and we also kind of can win these people over.
I know you. They call you the Herald of Andraste for what you did at Haven. But are you? The Maker has not told me.
I am the Herald of Andraste.
And do you claim to hold power over the rifts the Maker has opened in the sky?
I can seal rifts, yes.
Then prove it. Show me that the rifts bend to your will, the will of the Maker. Show me the power you wield.
Until later.
Until the Maker brings you back to us.
Alright, let's go seal this rift. I love the confidence that my character has. Yes, I am the Maker, has brought me here to solve all of the world's problems. I believe this. It's a good thing they don't know how many times I've been resurrected because of how many times I've died in this game so far. Let's go kill ourselves a rift. I like to try and get a disrupt off right away if I can, especially with these bastards around, these lesser terrors. The worst thing about lesser terrors on hard mode is, of course, everything does more damage. The issue is, the thing that lesser terrors like to do is this pulsing ability, right? That basically continues to knock you on your butt and then do super heavy damage. Now, on their own, it's not too terrible, but the issue is when you have 3 or 4 of them, they'll all do it at the same time. They sync up. So you constantly are getting thrashed. You're knocked on the ground. You're stun locked. You can't move. They're just doing so much damage to you. It's insane. So if you can get this off quickly, it's worth a try, even if you fail, to try and get a big chunk of the damage on them to really drain their health. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. We need to get a regeneration potion in our body. It's gonna make a huge difference. Alright, this was a pretty easy rift. But you can kind of see where that would start to get really difficult. I mean, we were only down on the ground for a couple seconds, and it was just knocking us back on the ground. Just doing consistent damage. It's rough. Braid of Rank and Defender's Mail. So we got another +1 to our power, which is always good. Still level 4 though. Leveling in this game is extremely slow. When I get to some of these zones and I see like, you know, 12 and stuff, like in Hinterland here, I'm just like, what? What? Alright. Let's see who we can use this for. Defender's Mail. She's got a Defender's Coat currently. That is a pretty decent increase in armor. We use a little bit on health, I believe. It's worth it though for the raw armor, to be honest. I mean, that's only 48 just for +3 melee defense and a little bit of constitution. Let's go ahead and equip that. I think we actually, on top of that, we do in fact have some upgrades that we can run on that. I'm not actually positive though. We'll take a look at that in a second. And we've got a Ring of Life Drain. +2, yeah, we're gonna take that because my guy could definitely use something like that. Let's just put it that way. Upgrades, yeah, we've got nothing. The good thing is we have a lot of crafting materials. We're pretty heavy on supplies, so when we have a chance we can head back to Haven, which is the main area. We can go to the blacksmith there and we can sort of start to do some upgrades. And take a look at our weapon schematics, things of that nature. Like, I'm really interested in this. This is the tier 2 dual blade dagger schematic, so that looks like it could be pretty useful. We've got a wide blade sword here. We got some enhancements for Bianca. Curved staff grip. That's also, you know, benefit for Solas. I like this. They've sort of taken this to the next level from what Dragon Age 2 had available to us. It's really well done. There's a lot there, which is what I like. You know, it's not bare bones. I don't know, more isn't always better, but in an RPG, I'm personally a guy who likes more deeper systems, likes to try and mess around with that kind of stuff and have all of those different options, those different abilities that you can tweak. And you know, I like the fact that I can make my characters, not just myself, but in my other party, you know, very unique to my playthrough. By any means. Having those different means is always nice.
Maker's tears. I was a fool to have doubted you. How may we serve you? Herald of Andraste.
It's good to help the refugees in this area.
Refugees.
As you say, Herald of Andraste.
The Inquisition's doing alright.
You will remain here. The rest will go forth to do your will. When the Maker calls you to your great purpose, remember that we served you.
Yes, level 5. That is what is up. Alright. We got another PowerPoint, which is good. We can use that when we head over to Orlace, however the hell we say that second one. But let's go ahead and spend our points here. We've got 1 point to spend. We're focusing on double daggers currently. And we're also doing subterfuge. So I've actually spent quite a bit of points. I've spent some decent stuff in subterfuge. We've got a couple abilities here. They're mostly active abilities, so they're always or passive abilities. You can see more enemies are likely to overlook you in combat, which is definitely good because we don't really want to have people focusing on us. We are not the tank. That is Cassandra. We have an evade mechanic here that I considered. I feel like that could be really useful, especially with these tears, because there are just way too many of these guys, especially those long, lanky tree things that they get in your face and it's really hard to get away. At the same time, though, we also have a leap through shadows to attack your foe with deadly strikes that hit them from behind. 200% weapon damage per hit. Costs 35 stamina. We do 2 hits. And it's got an 8-second cooldown. There's so many options. It's so hard to choose. It really, really is. Before your target turns to face your blow, you move to stealth. Impossible to find. I think I want to go with the flank attack. I feel like right now we can benefit from just a higher damage focus, and not really. We can be okay with ignoring things like getting out of combat and that sort of stuff. Well, we can ignore the defense side of things just a tad. That's what I should say. All right. So let's go turn in this one right here, and we're going to stop walking now because I just remembered I have a horse. Hello, horsey. As great as BioWare games always are, they always just have just slight odd things about them. Animations that just never look exactly right. And you just kind of don't care because everything else is like, everything else is pretty good. You know, I'm enjoying this. I'm not really too concerned that the horses kind of just feels like they're gliding on the ground. Like, I mean, the horse just never looks like it's actually walking at the right pace, you know? Super small complaint, but I'm going to complain nonetheless. Just because, to be honest, the horses in Skyrim are actually really well done. Some people would argue that they were probably not as good as this, though. Anyways, let's go forward. Let's take off. Right into the sunset. So you can see there's a little hidden nook over here, actually. I want to just kind of show this really quickly because this is, you can see over back there. I actually found some decent loot back there. There was one of the rings that I have, actually, or one of the necklaces. So that's the kind of stuff you have to look out for. There's a lot of that in this game. It's a lot of nice little hiding spots.
Where are you? I found Ritz and rescued her from an attack by the Templars. She's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Dangerous out here for everyone. I'm glad the Inquisition is trying to put things right.
Some really unique designs in the clothing in this game as well, you'll notice. There's one character that we'll meet later on who's the head of Haven, or one of the dignitaries, and the outfit he wears is so ridiculous in the best possible ways. We got some rebels. Let's go ahead and test out our new ability here. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. We made the right choice there. aquamarine. Another raider hatchet. Alright. Grab ourselves another ram while we're out here. Nothing. Well, Varric's really close to grabbing level 5. We could probably get it from from farming these things for the people down at the crossroads. No, we don't want to kill a tiny little rabbit. There we go. We'll grab a couple more pieces of meat. Nothing, man. We're just SOL with that. How many of these things do we have to kill? Well, we can get involved in another bit of a fight over here. Looks like we got more Templars fighting some... Oh, the Inquisition guys actually took them out. Alright, well, let that be. There's one more thing I want to show you guys before we go ahead and end this episode, though. This is a perfect spot we ended up in for this. It looks like we got a mission from a letter. Codex update, actually. This right here is one of the smaller things that have been placed in the game as sort of a, you know, they're just little side discovery things, but it's actually pretty cool. This is the Astrarium. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to look at the stars. Simply put. This allows us to unlock the secrets of the heavens. We have to recreate the image of a constellation by connecting the stars without making the same line twice. So it's sort of a simple little puzzle. I'm going to feel really embarrassed if I don't remember how to do this one. So we want to go down. Got it. We did it. And of course they become more difficult over time. It's kind of like those little puzzles you did back in like first grade, pre-K, kindergarten, that kind of stuff. So yeah, you know, it's just, there's a lot of that small stuff in this game, a lot of these small side missions like that. Sometimes I feel like there's actually maybe a bit too much, dare I say. There's a lot of those. Like, I mean, this entire area is a lot of these little side things. Like, go collect these, or do this, or do that. But at the same time, there's so much to explore, and it is a pretty nice world. And then you have the larger missions that are sort of starting to come up. We're still pretty early into the game, so definitely not looking to cast judgment on that. That's why I don't want to do a first impressions for this game yet, because it's so vast that I feel I have to play at least 20 hours of it. Actually, I'm already like 10 hours in. At least 50 hours of it before I start to give any sort of a hardcore impression. We got some lyrium smugglers here. I don't think we can take these guys out, though, so I'm going to go ahead and die while trying to fight these guys. Let me know what you guys think of the series. Let me know what you think of Dragon Age, if you have any questions about the game. And also, feel free to leave your feedback on the length of these videos that you'd like to see. You know, what's the sweet spot for you in terms of video length for these types of videos for the rest of the series? I would definitely like to get your guys' feedback on that and sort of try and find that good spot. I imagine sometimes, you know, maybe longer is better than other times, but hey, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.